Right now, we can't really do a lot with our Python scripts. I mean, yeah, we can do some assignment statements and we can print out the result of those assignment statements, but interesting programs interact with the user in some way. The user clicks on something or the user types something, and then the program does something in response. Can we do something like that with Python? Well, yes, we can, and with a function that we've actually already seen. Let's go over to this script called prompt.py, and you'll notice this function input. What does input do? Well, remember, it works like print. It displays something to the screen, but then it stops, and it waits for the user to type something. And whatever the user types, it then evaluates, because this is an expression. Now, because I want it to be inside of a script, I need to make this a command, so I put this expression in an assignment statement. So whatever the user types is going to be assigned to the variable x. And then I'm going to print that right back out to the user. Let's run this as a script. Python prompt, type something, ABC, and it spits it right back to me. Great. Okay, so let's use the Python tutor to see what's happening underneath the hood. I'm going to go over to the Python tutor. I'm going to copy in the code, and I'm going to visualize. I'm going to hit forward. Aha, it tells me to input something, ABC. I'm going to submit. Continue going forward. Aha, and it's printed out the result. And you'll notice that down here, the program output is exactly what we see in the terminal. But more importantly, I'm also seeing this variable x, so it's showing me what's going on behind the scenes. Great. Okay, so we can use the input function to get information from the user and use that in our calculations. Well, sort of. What if I wanted to get a numerical value from the user, because I wanted to compute on that? We have a slight problem there. Let's go over to Python and let's go look at the input function again. I'm going to ask the user to type in a number. So type in a number. The input function has now assigned that result to the variable x. And if you look at x does not contain the number 2. It contains the string 2, and we can't use this in numerical calculations. But remember what we said about typecasting. It is possible, in many cases, to go from one type to another, and we can actually convert this string into an int. To do that, we use the int function. So we say int of x, and when we evaluate it, now we have the integer 2, and we can use this in our calculations. I'm now going to show a script that utilizes this. We'll go over here, and we're going to go look at the script called next. As you can see, it starts off with an input function, and it asks me to type a number. And then inside of the command, it assigns that to the variable x. I follow this with another assignment statement where I convert the x, which is currently a string, into an int. Then I have an assignment statement below that where I create a new variable y, and y is going to be one more than the value x. And then finally, I'm going to print out to the user the value of y. But this is important because I want to tell the user the next number is y. I can't glue a number to a string, so I want to convert y back to a string in order to print it out to the user. Let's go see all of this in practice. I'm going to run this as a script. Give me a number, 4, and it tells me that the next number is 5. Once again, let's see exactly what's going on in the Python tutor. I'm going to go back to the Python tutor. I'm going to copy this new script into the tutor, and now I'm going to visualize. It asks me to type a number, so I'm going to type the number, say 2. I'm going to submit that, and you'll notice that the string 2 is now inside of the variable x. The next line is going to reassign x to be the integer version of 2, not the string. Now it's going to create a new variable y, which contains the value 3, and then finally we're done by printing out the value y to the user. Okay, so with input and print, we can actually go a long way, and we can start to make some really interesting scripts.